Hey, welcome back, guys. First, I want to apologize for the lighting in this video. I know it's probably really terrible, but I wanted to show you the stuff anyways here at midnight. And I'm going to show you these before I hop back on a plane. A lot of you guys probably don't know that I was into firearms. I was into firearms for quite a long time. I was really pretty decent at it. Masterclass pistol shooter. Yeah, really into it since about probably the age of 7. It was my life for a long time before I got into the motorcycles, and the motorcycles is probably what took away some of the desire for the guns. After I got out of the motorcycles, I got back into the firearm stuff again, and that's when I started to get into a little bit more competitive shooting and things like that. What I'm gonna show you today is 2 of the guns that I used to race, and I raced them in the limited class, and then ammo got too expensive. I won my last match in 2011. I switched to the 22 class, and so I was doing a 22 limited, which means basically essentially a stock gun with no holographic sights or anything like that. So anyway, without further ado, here's a couple of my favorite race guns. So my very first race gun was this Springfield 1911. It's a 45 ACP, 45 auto. And you can see that right there. And this started life out as I think they called it a custom model, and I want to think I paid right around $1,000 for it. I've done a ton to this gun. It is basically cut to my hand. It's a sweet machine. This gun has a Trigicon night sights on it, and basically, I took this gun completely apart. I did all the gunsmithing on it myself under the guidance of one of my gunsmith friends, and I did what's called molly coating on it. It's basically a Teflon kind of like paint stuff. It's not exotic this day and age, but it was pretty exotic back then, and I painted it and baked it, and I was actually in business of coating guns, funny enough. So it has these are graphite grips. It has a custom trigger. I think it's aluminum with like titanium, I don't know, I guess you would call it struts. All the extended safeties and all that sort of stuff. It has a aluminum mag well on it to assist in getting the magazines in real fast. The only thing that it doesn't have custom on it is the barrel. And the gun was actually really accurate, so I never changed it. But this guide rod underneath the barrel right there, that is mercury filled. I don't believe that you can buy those anymore, and they are meant to dampen vibration. So I did a trigger job on this thing. I don't remember what it pulls at right off the top of my head, but I want to think that it was somewhere right around in the 3-pound range. I raced this thing with these stock magazines. I raced steel with this, and basically what I did is for a couple days I held this thing in my hand, and I just ground the frame and ground all the safeties and everything, and even the frame through here, so that my fingers would hold this thing just perfectly. And I got this thing working really well. My very first match was the Oregon State Championships, very first match I ever entered, and I placed 18th overall, and that's with a limited gun with open sights. I beat basically all the SWAT teams, all the Oregon police departments, everything. It was actually pretty exciting, and I was a little nervous, and I still did pretty well. So anyway, totally custom. All the springs, everything in it are different. It's all just hand everything, titanium, blah blah blah. So yeah, it's a pretty cool machine, and bad to the bone. Won't rust or anything because of the molly coating. And I've got all kinds of custom holsters and all sorts of stuff. My fastest draw and shot with this gun was 0.44 seconds. I usually was drawing on first target and hitting in around the 0.9 range, And in competition, with the competition nerves, it was usually somewhere around like 1.1 seconds from surrender position. So anyway, pretty sweet machine. 1911 45 automatic. We would load it down. I shot 200 grain bullets, 200 grain lead, and I think they were somewhere around 850 or 900 feet per second. My second gun is a Glock 35, and a lot of people don't know the 35 model. This is the tactical model. It's essentially the 40 caliber that the police use, so it'd be the Glock 22 frame, and it has a 5-inch slide on it. So you can see the cutaway in there. A lot of them have compensators. This one, I put Dawson Precision fiber optic sights on it. You can see in the front there the fiber. This one, I have stock barrels, and I have a 9mm conversion for it. And it looks pretty plain Jane, but it is a, I think it's a Gen 3 Glock. It's got all the extended stuff on it. This is the magazine release. And I have another Glock 17 that has a smooth grip. This one, I didn't mind the fingers in it because it's 40, so it's got a little bit more bark. And I used to shoot just full pop rounds out of this thing. I didn't load them down that much in this. I did load them down in this, sorry. I put another magazine well on that. This one's actually permanent. I like epoxied it in, and so it wouldn't ever come loose or anything. And what you can't see is this frame is spray gridded, so it's always real grippy. In the summer when your hands get real sweaty, it's really, really sticky, but it doesn't change the appearance of the firearm at all. So pretty cool, you know, and I took it apart for you guys already. Internally, I did my own trigger job on it, and it breaks really nice and crisp. It's got a bunch of titanium parts and stuff in it too. I don't remember which ones at the moment, but yeah, I've got normal capacity magazines that are +2s, and I've also got magazines that are 30 rounders, and so I've got lots and lots of those. Pretty sweet machine, super crazy accurate. This one, I have a stainless guide rod in it versus the stock ones that are plastic. And this overall is probably my favorite gun to shoot. You can see, I think that's a titanium firing pin right there. I don't know, the guts and stuff in this thing are all changed. Don't really like the 9mm conversion in it because this slide is heavier than the 9mm slide, and the conversion just uses lighter springs or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, it feels kind of weird. It feels like the slide moves too slowly when I shoot the 9 through it, so I just kept it as a 40, and I was definitely the fastest with this gun. My friend is using these before I was, and I ended up buying one and didn't know that he was actually winning with one of these, but he was 2-time state champion in IPSC and also in steel, so he was my mentor. He was pretty badass, and we were winning stuff before I left and went to Hawaii. So yeah, two of my favorite guns, Glock 35 and 1911, both very, very, very modified. I think I probably had, at one time I thought I added up, I had about 1,700 into this one, and I don't know, I'm probably about maybe $1,000 into this one as well. So just, it is what it is. I have a bunch more. I have a bunch of 22s long rifles that I used in competition as well, but these are just kind of my favorite big bores. Anyway, if you're not into guns, just click away from this video. You guys that are into guns, hope you enjoyed. Pretty fun to shoot. I didn't get to shoot them this time around, but I did take one of my 22s out, and I was popping some rounds with that. You guys, if you shoot, know how expensive ammo is getting. Yeah, I just didn't have time to do it, and it's kind of rainy and crappy weather, so I didn't. But gonna get my shot timer and stuff going again at Christmas time. Batteries are all dead. This stuff's just been sitting in storage, locked up for 10 years essentially. And I'm gonna do a little shooting when I, if I can fly, because of coronavirus back in December. So I look forward to seeing you guys in some motorcycle videos, and catch you all later.